Hello, welcome back again. This is Shafa Ayundra. In this video, I will give you a speech about sexual harassment against men. So after yesterday, in the previous video, I raised the issue about sexual harassment against women. In this video, I will raise the issue of sexual harassment experienced by men or boys. I know that sounds so strange, right? But I want to raise this issue. Because apart from the victims who didn't speak up much, this issue was also being questioned by many people. Because we have heard too many cases of sexual harassment experienced by women, and most of the perpetrators are men. But do you know that sexual harassment experienced by men is also a lot? Surely you are wondering who did this to men or boys, right? Well, the perpetrator can be from any circle or any gender. It can be a woman or a fellow man. So I will provide you some keyword about this sexual harassment. It is from a male employee in public utility company. He said that sexual harassment is rarely about sex, but about power. So as noted in the above keyword, sexual harassment is mainly about power. By power means that the ability to influence or control other people, allowing one to resolve conflicts to one's own advantage. The point is that most men receive sexual harassment in the workplace, which indicates that power greatly influences this treatment. Such as example of the boss or superiors to subordinates or the workers, and this can also be from male or female bosses. Not only in the work environment, the sexual harassment can also occur in social media, in school, in public transportation. So I will provide you some example, not some example, but one example of sexual harassment experienced by men. This is experienced by Shawn Mendes. You know Shawn Mendes. Shawn Mendes is like singer, a popular singer, and the example is this. So if you look at it closely, uh, you know that Shawn Mendes is handsome. He is talented, but you don't have to sexually harass him because I think it is disgusting and he deserves better treatment because he's talented person. You know, you know that it is one of the example that are experienced by singer or model in social media, and there are many more of it in social media. And what can men or boys do when they experience it? I think they can do nothing. Yeah, it's sad, right? So, sexual harassment can happen to anyone, no matter your age, no matter your sexual orientation, or your gender identity. Men and boys who have been sexually harassed may have many of the same feelings and reactions as other survivors of sexual harassment. But they may also face some additional challenges because of social attitudes and stereotypes about men and masculinity. Actually, men and boys who have been sexually harassed may experience the same effects as other survivors, and they may face other challenges that are more unique to their experience. Some men who have survived sexual harassment as adults feel shame or self-doubt, believing that they should have been strong enough to fight off the perpetrator. Many men who experience an erections or ejaculations during the assault may be confused and wonder what this means. These normal psychological responses don't in any way imply that you wanted, invited, or enjoyed the harassment. If something happened to you, you know that it's not your fault And you are not alone. Men who were sexually abused or harassed as boys or teens may also respond differently than men who were sexually assaulted as adults. And I will tell you some of the common experiences shared by men and boys who have survived sexual harassment, what they feel when they experience it. They might feel anxiety, depressions, post-traumatic stress disorders, or PTSD, flashbacks, and eating disorders. They may avoiding people or places that remind them of the harassment. Concerns or questions about their sexual orientation, fear of the worst happening, and having a sense of shortened future, feeling like less of a man, or that you no longer have control over your own body, and so on. And I know that it can be hard to tell someone that you have experienced sexual harassment. This is uh, for both women and men. You may fear that you will face judgment or not be believed. For many male survivors, stereotypes about masculinity can also make it hard for them to disclose to friends, family, or the community. Men and boys also may face challenges believing that it is possible for them to be victims of sexual violence, especially if it is perpetrated by a woman. So I want to suggest you on uh, how you can support a man or boy who discloses to you that he has experienced sexual harassment, assault, or abuse. Okay, the first is please listen to them. Show them they matter by giving your undivided attention. It is hard for many survivors to disclose assault or abuse or harassment, especially if they fear not being believed because of stereotypes about masculinity. The second is validate their feelings. Avoid making overly positive statements like it will get better, or trying to manage their emotions like snap it out or you shouldn't feel so bad. Make statements like I believe in you, or that sounds like a really hard thing to go through. The third is express concern. Tell them in a direct way that you care about them by saying something like, I care about you, or I am here for you. That will helpful for them. The fourth is don't ask about details of the assault, of the harassment. Even if you are curious about what happened to them and that you want to fully understand them, avoid asking for details of how the assault occurred. However, if a survivor chooses to share those details with you, try your best to listen in a supportive and non-judgmental way. And the last is provide appropriate resources. There are there are maybe other aspects in men's life that could limit their ability to access resources and services after experiencing a sexual harassment. For example, trans men may face barriers when navigating medical care, or Black men may have concerns about reaching out to law enforcement. Be sensitive to these worries, and when supporting a survivor, try your best to suggest resources you feel will be most helpful for them. And the last quote for me is I really hope that you guys, woman or man, or your gender, will not experience this bad treatment or bad situations. Thank you. Keep healthy.